Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play What's Your Gender by Purple Sloth. Oh. Oh. Looks like WASD and mouse arrow or left click is mostly what this game uses. So it looks like we're starting with a pretty basic choice here. Pink or blue. Oh, that wasn't there before. I think it's worth noting, for context of this playthrough, that I am a cis guy. I found this game in an LGBT bundle on itch.io, and I thought it'd be kind of interesting to play. Um, I am cis, and I am very, confident that I'm personally not trans, but this is a type of topic that I always like to learn more about, and heck, games like this tend to help a lot with that sort of thing. Oh. Uh, Okay, I think it... The game page describes this as a non-Euclidean labyrinth, where you learn terms about terms and concepts related to gender, expression, and identity. I get Stanley Parable vibes, too, by how the game is clearly asking me to do something, but there's a clear way I can go against that. Let's follow the arrow for now. Cisgender, or cis, is a term for people whose gender identity matches their sex assigned at birth. It is the antonym of transgender or trans. The term is derived from the Latin prefix cis, meaning of, on this side of. The dichotomy of the term cis and trans is also used in chemistry. I did not know that last part. See what I tell you? I'm gonna keep following the arrows. Oh. I feel like the arrows have to be an analogy for following gender norms in a way. I don't know if I'm using like the correct language for this sort of thing, but you know, like it's like if you never if you always go like with just I didn't expect there to be voice acting here. I kind of lost my train of thought. I am very confident that I am cis. Is it rotating? Okay, let's go. Let's go this way then. Let's take a left. Trans.
How do I know what my gender is?
Trans is an umbrella term for anyone whose gender identity does not fully match. Does not or does not fully match. It's a bit redundant. The sex they were assigned at birth. It is the antonym of cis. Today, the term is mostly commonly used as an adjective, but it can also be used as a part of a compound noun that describes a given identity. See another thing up there. Oh, there's a jump button. It looks like that's saying passing, which I know is another trans term. Ooh. Can I jump over the stairwell? No, okay, we got a boundary break. What's your gender? Gender dysphoria refers to a negative feeling arising from some aspect of one's own body as well as being misgendered. Gender dysphoria is experienced by many, but not all trans people. The term can also be used diagnostically, referring to persistent and clinically significant discomfort with an assigned gender. I didn't know this was a term that can be applied to cis people. Actually, that's really interesting. Gender dysphoria. That's good, like, symbolism that, like, the blocks are covering it up, because, like, you're kind of meant to not... It's kind of a terrible, like, murky feeling I hear, or from what I know about it. You can go through the blocks, though. Yeah, the blocks do not like me jumping into them.
Which situations make me feel euphoric about myself?
This is really cool, by the way. Gender euphoria, sometimes called gender congruence, is the antonym of dysphoria. It describes the phenomena of a person experiencing joy due to one or multiple aspects of their gender identity or expression. Pronouns, body features, or labels. I didn't know there was an antonym term for that. Interesting. This game is like a museum of gender language. Intersex person has sex characteristics, sexual anatomy, reproductive organs, and or chromosome patterns that do not fit the typical definition of male or female. This may be apparent at birth or becomes so later in life, e.g. puberty. Intersex people, just like dyadic people, may identify with any sexual orientation or gender identity. Dyadic is a word used to refer to people who are not intersex. Dyadic people were born with sex characteristics which could be categorized into one of the binary genders. Oh, I'm back here. Okay. Oh! Oh, that looked cool! Non-binary. Oh. Non-binary is a term that refers to people whose gender is not completely and exclusively male or female. They can identify with not having gender at all, with both binary genders, with a third identity or an identity that which can change over time. Non-binary people fall under the transgender umbrella term, and non-binary is an umbrella term itself, although some people use it to describe their specific gender identity. One thing about this term that has always confused me a little, you can see it here actually, sometimes it's spelled with a hyphen and sometimes it isn't. I always kind of wondered why that was. Maybe it's just a preference thing. I've also seen people abbreviate this to just NB, like the letter NB, which does make a lot of sense. It's definitely less of a mouthful, especially if you're going to be using a term like that very often. This looks extremely cool. I gotta see if what else this dev has made, because I love the aesthetic of this, I really gotta say. And I feel like I am learning a lot.
My behaviors fit into gender stereotypes. Am I gender non-conforming if they don't?
Clicking on these doesn't seem to do anything. My first instinct is that this is a map of the place, maybe? Oh, it is a map of the place. Look, at the bottom it's like... Okay, so that was the starting area. And I think I, like, branched off. This is the map room. Outside. Void? What does this mean? Gender void describes an identity that is defined by the absence of gender. Agender. Okay, I was gonna ask if that's anything like agender. Beov. Okay, that looks like it's leading quite a ways away. Let's go a different way first. Oh, is this about neopronouns? No pronoun.
So I can choose my pronouns myself. I wonder what that would feel like.
In linguistics and grammar, pronouns are words that substitute a noun or a noun phrase. Third-person pronouns can be used to talk about people without always using the full name of someone. People can have one or several pairs of pronouns, and some people don't have any or use their name as their pronoun. In many languages, at least some of the third-person pronouns are binary gendered, leading to the creation and adoption of alternative pronouns. I want to check something real quick, hold on. Is this recording? Yeah. You know, that is something kind of like... This has got to be a cultural thing, right? Because, like, not every language uses pronouns, and some languages have, like, a lot more gendered words within them. Like, French basically genders all nouns. It always kind of got me wondering how pronouns in this kind of context exactly work in those languages. Exit. I don't think I'm done quite yet. Drag refers to the performance of masculinity, femininity, or other forms of gender expression. A drag queen is someone who performs femininity, and a drag king is someone who performs masculinity. The term may be used as a noun, as in the expression in drag, or as an adjective as a drag show. The term drag in this sense appeared in print as early as the 1870s. Oh my goodness.
What does it mean to feel good with certain clothes? In what kind of situation?
You know, I've always been kind of curious, like, how closely drag is to being trans, because, like, drag is kind of like trans, but you're, like, doing it for fun or for performance in a way, I think. I think that's kind of how it works. I know people who have, like, experimented with drag before, and that's kind of always the, the impression I got. Like, being trans is, like, a personal expression, or, like, a personal identity, and drag is more like a performance, kind of. Queer. Originally a slur against members of the LGBTIA community, the term queer was reclaimed in the 80s and is today a widely used umbrella term describing any person who isn't straight and cis and dia. While some members of these communities still reject the term due to its past, it has become one of the more widely used umbrella terms and has spawned its own field of political and academic theory. You know, I do kind of remember when this is a slur, like, particularly around, like, high school, like, middle school age, but... Okay, I'm ace aero myself, so I do kind of fall under this umbrella. And I actually very much accept the word queer as kind of a... Because, like, saying the full, like, you know, LGBTIA and, like, that acronym can be, like, different, too, depending on who you ask. That can get really confusing. But, like, in layman's terms, if you just replace it with a one-syllable queer, like, just one word, I feel like that makes it a lot easier for people who aren't, who don't know a lot about this to understand. Hey, ooh, that looks confusing. Okay, let's go up this way first. What does demi mean? I've kind of always wondered that. Half-gender, an umbrella term for non-binary gender identities that have a partial connection to certain gender. Interesting, okay. Is that like transmasc or transfemme? Oh.
That always stay the same.
No, I think transmasc or transfemme are just like, you know, you're trans and lean towards a certain direction. I think. Yeah, the protagonist of the game I'm currently working on actually is transmasc, and some friends have actually explained to me a lot about how that works, and I feel it's kind of helped me write the character a little better. Femme or oh, Jesus. Femme or femme is a term that refers to a queer person whose gender expression is considered to be feminine. Femme was originally used to distinguish feminine lesbians and bisexual women from butch women, and it is still one of the main uses of the term. It is common for trans and non-binary individuals to use this term to refer to their identity or expression even if they do not identify as lesbian or bisexual woman. Intersex. Wait, we've been here before. I think I'm a little lost. You know, that might very well be an analogy as a whole. Like, you can get very lost exploring these terms or exploring your own identity. Have we been to this room yet? Yes, we have. Let's go down the Forest Temple tunnel. These cool transitions look really nice. Oh, they get a little funky when you move the camera while moving, though. Oh, it just leads back here. Okay. Let's see if we can go back to the map room. The game seemed to put question marks on rooms I have not explored.
Still the same person that I was 2 years ago.
Fluid. Oh, this is another term I've always wanted to learn more about. Hold on. Gender fluid describes a certain identities under the multi-gender, non-binary, and transgender umbrella. Gender fluid individuals have gender identities that change over time. They could be multiple genders at once and then switch to none at all, or move between single gender identities or some other combinations therein. For some gender fluid people, these changes happen as often as several times a day, and for others monthly or less often. The first time I ever learned about this term, how I kind of ended up describing it to myself is like, okay, so like, I'm half Italian and half French Canadian, but like some days I feel more Italian and some days I feel more French Canadian. And I guess gender fluid is a bit like that, but for gender. Passing. Passing describes phenomena where a trans person is read as either cis, their correct gender, and or the gender identity they want to be perceived as, by an outside party. Being able to pass is often seen as a privilege. Historically, the term has been used for BIPOC, who were white passing, and thus able to escape some of the legal and social conventions of racial segregation and discrimination. I did not know this word had a history in race. That's interesting. I think we're right back at the start, actually. Is that, yeah, that's that way. Okay. I don't think I went up yet.
Sometimes I think that the fights that have already been fought decades ago just keep repeating.
I have never seen this word before. In some South Asian countries, including India, Indonesia, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, the Hijra, I'm not sure if that's how you say it, are trans or intersex people with a distinct and established gender identity. Okay. This is a very ancient tradition of a gender role that escapes a rigid gender binary, sometimes called third gender. The term is at times used to describe people who have other gender identities that are less well known in Western discourse. In some such cases, the term is offensive. I've never heard that term before. That is interesting. Two-Spirit. Two-Spirit is a modern umbrella term used by some indigenous North Americans to describe native people in their communities who fulfill a traditional third gender, or other gender-variant ceremonial and social role of their cultures. The term Two-Spirit was created in 1990 at the Indigenous Lesbian and Gay International Gathering in Winnipeg, and specifically chosen to distinguish and distance Native Americans, First Nations people from non-Native peoples. Interesting. Oh, hold on. Gotta pop up. Turn that down, or turn that off. We've been here. This is the dysphoria room. Oh, does the stairwell loop? Oh my goodness. It leads into the pronoun room. Okay, here's the map again. Let's see if there's anything I haven't really explored yet. Void. I don't think I've gone down this way. Oh, there's only... Okay. Okay, so the gray blocks are ones I've explored, and the light gray blocks are ones I haven't explored. I think the last room is the exit, actually. Oh, no. Drag exit. Here we go. Oh! Oh, it's the first room, but like, now you know all the options, you can... Yeah, okay. The game is moving me on its own now. Huh. That was really educational. I really liked that, actually. Oh, there are two actors in that? UI, localization. I really like that logo. Okay, thank you for stopping. The original release of the game was created in under 36 hours as part of the Binary and Beyond theme, BPB Game Jam. We'd like to point out that while What's Your Gender was created by a team of mostly queer devs, we do not have first-hand experience of all identities, terms, and concepts featured, and even where we do, the experiences and the definitions we use may differ from those of others who may use similar labels. Most importantly, the list of identities and concepts featured in this game is far from exhaustive. With this in mind, we hope that this game can be a source of information and insight for those unfamiliar with the shown concepts, and a source of comfort and recognition for those who feel seen. What it does not aim to do is to tell anyone how they should define the labels and that they apply themselves. If you want to learn more about any of these terms and concepts, check out the sources we have listed under Learn More in the main menu screen. This isn't going to take me to another website, right? That's always a pet peeve. If you want to learn more... Okay, thank you for giving me the choice to go with the different... It kind of annoys me when, like, a game... You hit Learn More and it just immediately opens up another website, especially when recording. That is very annoying, but... Yeah, there's some sources there. Go check out this game if this sounds interesting, if you want to, like, look at some of these yourself. That was a very educational game, and I quite like that. Well, I'll see you folks later. Thanks for watching.